Alright everyone, today we're going to be doing engine mounts on the 99 Porsche 911. The reason we're doing this repair is because the movement during shifts has gotten pretty sloppy and there's a lot of movement there. The engine mounts are pretty easy to do and to find. We'll have to remove the airbox, the emissions pump, and then the mounts are right in here on the passenger side and just in here on the driver's side. To remove the airbox, you want to start by removing the breather hose here, and then the rubber air hose up here, as well as this sensor connection. You do that by squeezing in on the sides. You also want to get the snorkel out. There's a little tab right on the bottom there, so this kind of fits in to here, and you push that up through there and it just pops right out. So once you get that out, set it aside. Bring it back on. So now we can see here the passenger side engine mount. Very easy, two bolts on the top. There's one bolt underneath. But before we get to that, we're going to need to take off the breather hose here. Alright, so now we have access to both of the engine mounts. Here's the passenger side. You can see there's just these two bolts up here. And here's the driver's side. You can see that it's just these two bolts here. So we're going to go up underneath. And so we've got the jack centered. We want to make sure the wood is centered here. We want to center the jack on the oil pan and jack it up just enough where we can see the engine lift, but we don't want the car to lift itself. So we want, you see that? See, the car's already starting to lift here. Let's see. That, I believe, is the bolt we're looking for. So this is up underneath on the passenger side. And I think that's the one. So I'm going to loosen that one up, and then we'll get to the driver's side. Okay, so this is looking in from the passenger side exhaust, and you can see there I've got the socket. It's an 18 millimeter. Now just pop right out here, hopefully. to reach it from below. Alright, so what happened was when we took the right side passenger side mount out, the right side of the engine actually dropped way down, and it was making it difficult to get the mount itself out, because then you had the radiator hose or whatnot here that was kind of just pushing down on it, and plus you could see that the right side was dropped down due to the exhaust hanging much lower, and it was making it also hard to put the new one, or would have made it hard to put the new one in, because the number of threads on the mount were not available. You know, they were kind of sunk up in there. So we've got out another jack, and I'm not sure if this is the best jacking point, but I am putting this on here.
You moved a little bit, perfect.
I'm trying to get the engine back up, sort of up against where the mount was, so that I have enough threads to start threading it on. But I think we're getting close there. I can see some threads now, and there we go. I think we're all the way up. We're close to it, at least close enough, and I'm gonna probably go ahead and leave it there, as I'm not sure exactly if the thing that I'm jacking on, which is a sort of a round cylinder thing here, is the best thing to be jacking on. But I basically jacked it up there, and now you can see that I've got a few threads available here, and I'll push it up just another hair because I'm trying to get that bit of what's it called, the mounting, the engine carrier, to get up close to where the mount sits from up on top. So I think we got it close enough.
Go ahead.
All right, so now we got this radiator hose is now clearing the mount again, and it just comes right out. Little beauty. Wow, this one was in really rough shape. So from what I've seen on the new ones, I think this was actually the original mount. This car is 18, 19 years old. Look, it even has a 993 part number on it, which is pretty cool. And while we're in here, I want to show you another cool little thing. That has a Mercedes symbol. So Porsche was borrowing some tech from Mercedes at the time for their mass airflow sensor, or at least their little clips and their connectors. And then here, this car was such an early build date that it had a 993 part number there. And these look in very poor shape. From what I've seen, most of the new ones should only have about maybe a quarter or a half inch sticking out, and this is easily at least like 3/4 of an inch, almost a full inch there sticking out. And I can, it's so loose, I can almost kind of wiggle it by hand, so you can see all the rubber cracking and everything. But this mount was in bad shape. So these are the new mounts, and essentially it comes with this thread here, and you have to thread it in. It didn't really come with any instructions, but I believe the idea is to thread it in as much as we can, and it should, and then we'll tighten it with that. This is put just a dab, oops, a little bit more than a dab, blue thread locker on there. Okay, and you can just take your finger and put it on there, and then hereafter, but that blue thread locker will hopefully help keep this together. Oh, that's actually spinning around in there. Okay. So this is just a word of warning. When I was trying to tighten the threads, and I got this inner square to move, and so what happened was I moved that inner square out of position, and if you look on both of the old mounts, it's kind of pointing straight down with that diamond straight down. And so by me moving it just that much out of position, when I was tightening this, I got it to not line up properly with the square down in here. And you can actually see the marks on it there. How it's the, if it'll focus, there you go. Yep, those marks, see how when I put it in, it wasn't lining up with that. So
Gotcha.
That was causing me to have literally just that little bit of a gap there. And so the driver's side went in, so hopefully now we'll be able to drop the passenger side one in okay. didn't catch the, I didn't do it before and after here, but definitely I'll try to find some other pictures that show how far low down this was hanging. And then it's just a matter of putting everything else back together. And that's it. The top bolts are about a 25 foot-pounds. And this is a great little maintenance and mod to do. Yeah, I already got that one in there. And if you didn't detach this was a little bit of a pain. You might need to kind of hold it up here with like a wire as you're getting that one in there, or it's a little bit difficult to hold it up and to torque it down at the same time, or have a partner hold it up for you. But otherwise, it's a relatively easy job. Took us only like an hour or so, and that's it.